The Dehydrated Space Carp is a 2-teller crystal item that the Syndicate agents can purchase under the Tools tab. The Dehydrated Space Carp's description is as follows. Looks like a plush toy carp, but just add water and it becomes a real-life space carp. Well, for 2TC, you just purchase it and it will go directly in your hand. The description is looks like a plush toy carp, but just add water and it becomes a real-life space carp. So it is an item that is not stealthy, and it can be found on salvage. Well, it used to be. I don't... Or it still can, but expeditions might change it. Either way, it is a non-stealthy item, so if somebody sees you running around with it, they're most likely just going to assume you're a syndicate. And since it's dehydrated, what that implies is you have to rehydrate it. But what it doesn't say is that it must be rehydrated with water. So, like, if I try to pour a grape soda can on it, it will transfer it, but nothing will happen. And the problem is now, this carp is full, and it will never be able to be rehydrated because you can't add water to it. Even if I spray it with a fire extinguisher, nothing will happen. So let me delete that, and I will purchase another one. So now this is just another dehydrated space carp. And if you spray it with a fire extinguisher, that's just one example, it will immediately attack you. Because it just attacks the nearest person to it. However, there is more to dehydrated space carps than this, and I'll explain. So, another use of a dehydrated space carp is if you put it in your hand and press Z on it, you pet the dehydrated space carp on its dry little head, it seems to like you now. Now if I were to spray it with a fire extinguisher, look at that. It is actually friendly to you. If anyone who has not pet it walks by, it will attack them immediately. And you can get as many people to pet it as you wish. So like if you're doing nukies and you want to buy a few of them, make sure every single person that you're with pets it. Or if you're working with another syndicate, make sure they pet it. Now, there are a few ways to stealthily do this. So for example, you can take them and just put it in your bag. And remember, you need water. So a very common trick is to just take a soda can, drink all the soda out of it or spill it, do whatever you need to. And then simply fill up your soda with water from either a sink, a high-capacity water tank, a normal water tank, anywhere you can find water. And make sure you pet the carp. And you could take like 100 of them if you wanted, if you had 100, and pet them all. And literally, while you're just running around within your inventory, all you have to do is have the soda can in your hand and left-click the carp. It will spit out a friendly carp wherever you're running. It is a extremely powerful tool to either cause confusion and chaos, or they're rather lethal too, and they're somewhat tanky. And with enough of them, I mean, they're going to get enough bites in before anyone's instantly able to react to them, especially if you're just running over them. And since they buff them to the point you can make them friendly, they're actually a quite useful tool. And if you're just running around and you just are basically airdropping them on people, there's a very good chance people aren't going to immediately notice who did it. And I've done it before myself, and you can't get away with it. And that was before they made them friendly. And also, if you're feeling extra spicy with it, you could do something like this where you do have a fire extinguisher. And just for example, if you leave the backpack on the floor and spray it, it won't do anything. But if you're real nifty, you could also rehydrate a ton at once by doing something like this. You could do like a little bomb like that, but there's no real practical reason to do that because it just gives you up. And let me re-specify this. If you already pet a carp, the message will be you just pet the dehydrated space carp on its dry little head, and it won't display that it seems to like you because it already likes you. Yeah, that's basically it for the dehydrated space carp. Pretty simple item, but I'm not sure everyone was aware that you can just dump water on them with a can or just spray them directly. I would obviously heavily encourage you to just dump water on them because spraying them with a can is pretty obvious and will give you away. But that is it for now. And also, due to the fact that reagents actually splash on the floor now, if you have a can full of water, you don't just need a fire extinguisher anymore. You could just chuck the can at the carp to wake them all up at once as well if you want to do some funny carp bomb, because this is pretty comical running away from 4 multicolored magical carps. Look how fast they eat you.